Hi, I'm Carla Budarak, and welcome back to Behavior Communicates. Hope you all have been safe and doing well. Today, you are in for a treat with a timely tool for parents called Autism After the Pandemic by Dr. Jim Ball and Christy Brown Laughlin. Dr. Ball is the author of Early Intervention in Autism and You Can't Make Me, and he is a board-certified behavior analyst. Christy is an educational autism consultant with a background in speech, language, and audiology. She's the recipient of a Best in School Advocacy Award from the Autism Society of Indiana and recently named their president. Both Dr. Ball and Ms. Laughlin are international speakers in the area of autism on a variety of topics, and both work in private practice. I am proud to call them my friends and had a chance to interview Christy and Jim when they were in town. Thank you, Christy and Jim, for joining me here at Behavior Communicates. I really appreciate you coming on to talk about your new book.
It's our pleasure.
Well,
thank you for having us.
Yep.
So can you tell our viewers what inspired you to do Autism After the Pandemic?
Go ahead.
No, you can go first.
Jim and I were doing a webinar for the Autism Society of Maine, and early March, I believe March or April, and we were talking to parents about different strategies that they can do with their kids. And when we got off of that webinar, we started having a discussion about that we were really worried about the children with autism having a difficult time when they transitioned back to when school started.
Yes.
Because they would have been home for at least 6 or 7 months.
Yes.
And so it's difficult enough after Christmas vacation or summer vacation, but now we've had this long extended period because of the pandemic.
Right.
So
And I think that all of the issues that our kids are going to encounter going back, depending on where they live, depending on what the rules are going to be, or do they have to wear a mask? Are they going to go to lunch? Are they eating at their desk?
Yes.
You know, do they have to wear gloves? What that's going to look like. We wanted to help families to prepare them for what was going to occur when they went back, so that we had less behavioral issues. Because as you say, behavior communicates. So for us, it was to put this into 10 strategies that really helped families to prepare their child, so that, because we also talked about the fact that I have a fear that there's going to be a zero tolerance policy. If the kid doesn't keep the mask on, they're going to go home. If the kid can't follow the routine, they're going to go home. So we really wanted to arm parents with a manual that would help them to navigate, okay, what does this new normal look like?
That's fabulous. That's wonderful. And I noticed that your foreword is done by Temple Grandin, who is, of course, well known in the world of autism, and everyone loves her. So tell me about how she got involved with doing the foreword of your book.
Well, Temple and I go back a long way. I'm the only one stupid enough to talk after her at any convention. And when I asked her to at least read the manuscript, she's a person who is always into give parents what they need to help their child.
Absolutely.
And she's all about strategy. She's not about theory. So when she saw it, she was like, I love this. She goes, so I would be honored to write your foreword for you.
Right.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm excited about that for you. So tell me about the content in the book. You kind of started talking about the strategies. So can you tell me about some pieces of it that were important to you?
Well, we used 10 strategies. I think one thing about the book, we wanted to make sure that this was family friendly.
Yeah.
And so in the book, we have the 10 different strategies listed. We tell you a little bit about what that strategy is, give you examples of that strategy, and then give a parent checklist on how to use those strategies or what steps to take. And I think that Jim was really excited about having that parent checklist. That was one thing he wanted to make sure that we did, because we wanted to make sure that this was going to be user-friendly for parents.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
and that was the bottom line.
Yes, because the simpler the better.
Right.
And you offer some visuals in here. And so how are those visuals do you envision will help the parents?
Well, most of those came from Christy. I mean, she was the one that really wanted them to have some strategies, but also to have the visuals or to have the resources to go out and get them. But for bottom line, when you read through the book, it really talks about a 2-week period before school starts of trying to replicate what school's going to look like.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah. So it's critical that the parents reach out to their team and get what visuals are actually being used at school. You know, they might use a different set at home, but we want to get the kid used to what they're going to be reintroduced to in the school setting.
Okay, so I noticed too in the back you have a whole list of resources. So how do you think those will be useful for parents? Where are you sending parents with your resources? What kinds of things?
Well, we wanted to make sure that parents had resources so that they could, if they needed to find a place where they could obtain visual supports that were free online,
Okay.
or to get more information about a particular strategy. So again, everything was pretty much designed for how do we make this useful for parents to use to transition their student or their child back to either school and or work or a community program.
This is going to be such an important tool. I mean, there's nothing like that out here because we've never been in this situation before.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
So how can my viewers get a copy of your book?
Well, Future Horizons, who was our publisher, is fhautism.com.
Okay.
And also, obviously, Amazon.
Okay.
You know, any book publisher, you know, you can go online and look up the title, and it should come up.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So last but not least, I have my copy. Will you sign it for me?
Of course. We'd be happy to.
Thank you so much for joining me here at Behavior Communicates. Just remember, the more we know about how to help the child or the student we love, the better quality of life they will have. If you like this video and you want to be in the know, sign up for Behavior Communicates. You'll automatically get my weekly video and blog, plus other resources that I only share with my subscribers. Please like this video, leave a comment below, and share it with all of your parents, your teachers, your friends, and your coworkers on Facebook, Twitter, and all your other social media. You take care, and I will see you next time.